there's this distinction. So there's a lot of people in the focus groups talk about Ron DeSantis. He's Trump without the baggage. And, you know, when Gibbs was on my focus group podcast the other day too, and he was arguing that in order to win a Republican primary, Ron DeSantis is going to have to go so far in this like Trumpy direction that just like in the midterms, you know, swing voters aren't going to like him. And I've been contemplating that for a couple of days because it's a real point, and I think something that is true. But I also want to mark a difference or talk this through with me.
Yeah, please.
So DeSantis is not, and you tell me in his speech, did he talk about the 2020 election being stolen?
No.
Right? And so the things that animated Blake Masters, I assume he didn't endorse the Unabomber or talk about Donald Trump being the greatest president of our lifetime. The things that animate, I wonder, did he hit Ukraine at all?
Didn't mention it. Only foreign policy mention was China. And his
China
mention was just, it was just, and we're making sure the CCP cannot buy any land in Florida. And everybody cheered. This must be a big thing on Newsmax or something. I wasn't aware that was even a controversy, that the CCP is buying land in Florida. But
this is a pretty key,
that might be my ignorance.
This is a key difference in a way that DeSantis has carved out. Like, I often call him kind of a Trump understudy. I do think Trump created him, but I also think he has created a lane that is more swing voter friendly when he says we should not be teaching, you know, gender ideology to first graders. There are a lot of people who are like, yep. And I'm going to, and the idea of, I would say especially a lot of these older folks who have not enjoyed the way that Democrats utilize government, they see no contradiction in now the way that DeSantis talks about how he will wield government to push back against their sort of cultural enemies. They like that too. And that is, I just, the point I want to make is like, he's not the same. He does have his own pitch. And not only that, a bunch of the other candidates, they're much closer to parroting and copying what Ron DeSantis's lane is than they are copying Trump's lane. And so when that happens, part of what it is that you'll get Nikki Haley and you'll get Tim Scott and you'll get a bunch of these other people. And even this, who's this guy?
Nikki Haley said, "Don't say gay" didn't go far enough.
Didn't go far enough, right? They're going to try to.
Gay. We got to put it in fifth grade. He stopped it in third grade, but fifth graders also shouldn't be saying gay.
And guess what? That's not going to fly. And it's the same reason, like, people think that Ron DeSantis is OG on this. He invented this woke culture fight. Now, of course, Donald Trump had his own version of this that tickled the same sort of places when he talked about anti-PC and he was, you know, going after immigrants. But Ron DeSantis has a like stepped up version of this that is more palatable to your average suburbanite with a college degree. They're still on the right, but it is your average. And so even though I've had a number of swing voting groups say they would vote for Biden over DeSantis, I am still I take that point, but I also think like Ron DeSantis is in a lot of ways not going to run against Joe Biden. I think he's going to be running against Kamala Harris. So I just want to lay out that difference because I think it's going to be key in understanding the fact that Trump and DeSantis are not quite the same, that Ron DeSantis does have his own pitch in his own lane, and that it is not the election denialism that people rejected in the midterms.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far over my skis on this and say that I'm like super DeSantis bullish and like really freaked out or whatever. But he's savvy.
Yeah.
There were things that I wasn't impressed with watching the speech. Like I said, it was long. He's got to work it out, right? He's going up against a performer and there were parts that really dragged. But the messaging, the fights that he chooses to pick are pretty savvy. To your point, I on the Don't Say Gay bill, how he describes it. I wrote this down. These schools, they're telling us that kids are being born racist, telling kids that they're being born in the wrong body. We're just trying to protect your freedom from the left's pathologies being forced down your throat. Like that, that has broad. I get the dog whistle, right? But so like that makes me like cringe. But that plays. I think it plays. The Disney thing, I think he's a little weird, and I think maybe he's a little, and I think this could be one of his weaknesses is he's a little prickly, and you can tell he's like got his back up on this Disney thing, and he's digging in, and like, I don't think I wrote it down exactly, but I tweeted it so I can pull it up, but he said essentially something about that. Disney is forcing, let's just grab it here, injecting sexuality into their programming for young kids, and it's just like. I don't know if that plays, actually. I mean, I think that everybody is taking their kids to see Strange World. You know, I think that the types of people that thought that Strange World was inappropriate because the kid was gay with a supportive dad are not the swing voters that you're going to need in a general election in 2024. I think that we should have brought Sonny on for the box office numbers, but you know, I think that the Disney, I just don't think that is the broad middle of the country is like, boy, Disney's getting too sexualized. I don't, you know, I just, it seems a little weird, right? And to bring it up multiple times, to me, that rang a little weird. But that said, I think that most of these other culture fights, you know, he has the old dog whistle strategy down.
Hope you enjoyed that clip of The Next Level. You can watch the full episode if you click the link down below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button and leave a comment. Tell us what you think too. Bye.